welcome back to the channel, guys. I'm just straight chilling here, but I'm excited because today's video we're doing another project. Check this out. This is my view right now of my headliner, and this headliner, I don't know what it is, if it's these 100-degree days or 15 years of life. This whole headliner just decided to flunk, and it's dangling around. Every time I got my windows open, it's just flapping around. So it flapped pretty much. The whole thing is not holding on. Just by the edges where we had some support, it's actually holding on. On this video, guys, we are removing the headliner, buying a LED starlight kit off of probably Amazon or eBay. I'll have the link in the description below, and we're gonna make this thing like a Rolls-Royce starlight looking roof, but it's gonna be much better. We're gonna have LEDs, color changing, so stay tuned and watch the whole video. This is one I'm really excited for. I was just in my buddy's car and they had it on their vehicle, and dude, the vibe is so chill. Really recommend it. So we'll see how it goes here. So just about 35 minutes in, we managed to remove everything. All the accessories are removed. We just dropped the headliner over here, as you can see. Not too difficult, but definitely a little nerve-wracking. And you can see how all the pinch welds are on the vehicle, how it's put together. So now the hardest part probably will be trying to maneuver the headliner out of the vehicle without trying to bend it, damage it, try to get it out in one piece. So let's see what happens. What a garbage, man. Garbage, garbage, garbage. But it's out. Alright guys, we got it out. Clearly you guys saw this thing being bent in half. It is somewhat flexible. It seems like it doesn't seem like it creased in any location specifically. One thing to watch out for is this glue that's in here. It's very sticky, and it kind of flaked off in some areas. The landing on the vehicle completely messing up the fabric. As you can see, we tried to clean it off just vacuuming it, but yeah, seats definitely have to be cleaned at this point after this. And this is how the inside looks like. Pretty much bare bone shell of the vehicle. So that's good. We'll probably drive the car like this for quite some time here before we finish this headliner. I plan to reuse the same fabric, so I'm gonna take it off. We'll see how it's gonna work out. We might not even be able to reuse it because of all this glue and gunk. So we'll see. Either we're gonna reuse it or get something similar in color, maybe like a suede fabric. I don't know. It's hard for me to say at this point, but this has got to go either way because it's free floating anyway. And then we'll plan out what starlight kit we're gonna get and go from there. And most likely this is gonna have to get completely removed and cleaned, because then there's gonna be indents up and down on the whole thing. So maybe pressure wash this whole thing. Pressure washer should probably remove it really well, and then we'll use like a fabric adhesive
brush
to probably just put in the new fabric directly on there. This is a nightmare. Whatever this material is, it's on there, guys. I just sprayed it down with some super clean, and we're gonna use a pressure washer, try to get the base off. This is not cardboard, it's like a hard plastic almost, so I don't think the water will interfere with anything, but we gotta clean this up really well. So here goes nothing. Alright guys, as you can see, it's pretty much very clean. Most of the stuff is eliminated and it's not sticky. Again, it's tricky, very tricky. And again, how we bent this whole thing, like I do kind of see those bend marks in here, so very sketchy. I don't know how well this is gonna go back in. And going in here, like you can see all this crap on the fabric. I don't know if I'm gonna reuse this fabric or if I should buy like some suede and try to spray some adhesive on and trying to get it back together. Regardless, getting that back in the car is gonna be a pain in the butt, especially with all the starlights connected to it. So we'll see how it goes. I don't want to make this video too long, so I'm pretty much gonna get back to you guys once we get the starlight and we're installing it, and everything should be probably on a time lapse, man, because it's gonna be a long video. Alright guys, I had to do a new video here starting off here because I noticed that the microphone wasn't really working on the GoPro. The external mic connector did not connect and you hear everything muffled. So just to summarize what is happening, we had a headliner that was hanging and we needed to get rid of that old headliner and replace it with a new headliner that just arrived today. We'll talk a little bit about that in a second. But just to summarize what I did, removing the headliner is pretty easy from the car. The challenging part is removing it actually through the doors out. We did have to bend the headliner. There's no other way around it, but I thought it was more of a cardboard, but this is more like a, I don't know, it's more like a plasticky, fiberglassy type of style. So try not to flex it, but if you have to, I think you'll be okay and you won't really damage it. Moving forward, we cleaned off all the foam and glue adhesive using a pressure washer. That was the easiest alternative I had, and there really is no damage to the headliner itself, again because it's more of a plastic consistency, not like cardboard. The pressure washer washed pretty much majority of it off, and that was a good trick I did. Also, the original headliner had a bunch of that glue on it, and we did the same thing. We pressure washed it. We let it soak for a couple of days in a bucket, pressure washed it again, and this thing came out really good. And it's definitely a reusable fabric. And originally I was planning to reuse this fabric. However, since all the backing foam is gone, if I directly glue adhesive onto the headliner, it's gonna bleed through this system and it just won't work. You need something with insulation with foam in order to get it applied smoothly without cracks and crevices, and in order for it not to bleed through into the fabric. As you guys can see, the fabric of choice here is a gray suede, and we're going to be incorporating this fabric with our Starlight headliner kit that we are making a video of that also. I definitely went lighter, huh? I thought the material would be similar, but oh well, I guess we're going to have a lighter headliner, but that's okay. I am still waiting on the adhesive glue. We got 3M adhesive glue that we picked up, and once that comes in, we're gonna tell you guys how we do it and how to get a good finish. This is my first time doing it. A little nerve-wracking because with the glue, it's pretty much a one-time thing. You spray it on, you try to tack it on, and if you don't align it properly, or you don't air out the bubbles or kinks in the fabric, you pretty much have to rip it all apart, which is going to destroy the foam. So it's kind of a one-shot thing. The fabric I picked up on Amazon for about $55, $60. It's not too bad. This roll fits perfectly. It extends over and on both sides, so I have plenty of that. The 3M adhesive glue was around $23, and the Starlight headliner kit was around $150. So altogether, that's the quick summary. Hopefully you guys hear me better on this audio. I'm excited to get this thing going, and especially with that Starlight, that's going to be pretty sick. So if you are replacing headliners, don't ghetto it. Don't just add glue on your existing headliners like I mentioned before. You're just going to bleed through the material. It's going to look like crap stained. Spend the $50, $60, $70. Get yourself a foamed backed material cloth and just do it the right way. No way around it, unfortunately, with this scenario. Trying to be cheap and doing it with just the glue, you're gonna waste time, money. So do it right the first time and get it done right. Alright, we got the 3M headliner adhesive spray. We're gonna attempt to rock and roll and apply this. We're gonna do the rear end first, lay it down, and then lay it down on the other end, and we'll hope for the best. Garbage ass bottle. The tip broke off me. We barely got it to spray. I'm almost out of the whole bottle. We barely went with half of this. Alright guys, we did one side. I finally have time to tell you what happened. As I'm spraying the headliner adhesive, it was kind of building up and leaking out and accumulating in like clunks on the headliner. So then I went to remove that top spray nozzle and put it back in, and it broke off. And then it's a time sensitive thing. Obviously this dries quickly, so we went in the garage, found another nozzle to spray. It worked semi decent, and we're pretty much all out of the headliner spray, so I had to jump to the store and buy another one. Don't listen to what they say, because if you do 2 good passes this way and this way, you're gonna definitely need at least 2. So we're gonna start off doing the other side, and we're gonna go on smaller segments, and we really have to focus on any edges, because you see, even though this sealed good, we weren't able to push this in enough to contour towards this area. So we're gonna have to focus on doing that primarily first and trying to work its way in. This is the hard part, because this is the front. It has a lot more stuff here and curves that we have to work with. So we'll see what happens. We just trimmed all the excess off from the edges. We took a blade and made some relief cuts everywhere here alongside the whole headliner. I'm gonna flip it upside down, glue the edges, and it should be good. Overall, it came out pretty darn good. Like I mentioned before, these areas I didn't tuck in as well as I could. The material is not really stretchy, and once you lay it down already on the edge here, it's going to be really hard to get that carving down properly. Everything came out pretty decent. We got a little crease right here which happened while it was drying. Not exactly sure why that would happen, but other than that, not bad. Alright, real quick, get a better image of the headliner adhesive that I'm using. 18-ounce can. Oops. So I also decided to match a little bit. This was my current setup. I liked it. I rocked it for a few years. But just to give it a little bit more suede, I actually just did the same process as the headliner. Took this apart. Don't recommend taking it apart on my specific vehicle because you actually break it. So we're gonna just epoxy it back on and try to seal it and hope it works. Let me know in the comments which one you guys prefer, the suede or this material here. Alright, we're pretty much done with the headliner here. It dried out for about a day. We wrapped all the edges and overall it came out pretty decent. Pretty happy with it. And the next step here is going to be reinstalling it in the car. However, we are installing a Starlight headliner kit on this vehicle. So I'm going to show you guys. I had it somewhere. We have all that stuff right over here ready to go. So if you want to see the headliner, if you want to see the Starlight install, check out the next video we're going to be posting. And hopefully this is going to turn out pretty good at the end. So again, just to summarize my tips and tricks, don't do half and half. Start off by like 6-inch segments, spray it, press it on, spray it, press it on. So work in small sections. Once you get to any curvatures, go really slow. Try to stretch that fabric in there before laying any of the other fabric down. For example, your holders here, you want to make sure you mend that really well. I still failed to mend it all the way. There's still some air gap right over here, but that's my mistake, and that's because I had way too much material laying it over and I didn't go slow. But that should be good. We improved our technique clearly here with the bends, and it looks much better. Definitely get at least, I think 2 you should be fine with. This is a full headliner. We got away with using pretty much 1.5 of these. I had to go to the store and pick up a second one while we were doing this, and it was hella taxing. I did see Walmart having these for like $17-18 for the 18-ounce can. This one I got at AutoZone. It was like $27, and the first one I got was on Amazon for about $23. So pretty expensive glue. You don't want to mess up and do what I did and having to run to the store midway through to get more glue, as this is a kind of time sensitive thing. But if you're doing it, best of luck. Let me know how your repair went.